Also, I like having AoE damage when the Rakan is in play. Ox always talks about this as well, but...
Nasus.
I need a moment. Because I'm baffled. We've seen the Nasus specifically as a counter pick into the cannon.
Some new tricks as we hop onto the Rift for Game 1 of Gen G versus Humble Life Esports.
Early arrest, which is very effective as we see the Scorch, as well as the mana flow ban, so no surprises.
Just trying to weather the storm as best as possible. And Peanut here towards the top side, seeing what he can get done. The hop is good, and Doran will have the Mega Gnar available. Gets the wallop down as well as Keen. He might be able to flash it, but he does not go for it, as there is first blood going over to Peanut. Two of these down. It looks like Peanut might be able to sneak one away, though. Definitely good news into this Nilly.
Oh, 6.
Yeah, level 6 going to be gained here by Peanut, and Canyon realizing that he just has to get out of there. Spear not going to connect either, as Chovy could be solo killed, but the Buster Shot is going to keep him alive. Keen moving on in, does have Fury of the Sands, but it looks to me like it's going to be 3 grubs going over to Humble Life Esports, and they are really controlling this early game.
And on a more laid-back approach, and more mistakes start slipping in, and this might be one of those, as Peanut still has his ult, still has Flash.
Yep, Rocket's coming out. Zeka does not have a whole lot of mana, but he doesn't need it to auto attack. Still just going to flash on over. Gatling gun at the ready, and that is a second kill for Humble. One of those players that lets you get away with that almost ever. And so right now, the jungle does kind of belong to him. You can see decent lead being built for Doran towards the top side of the map as well, as you can see, almost towards his Trinity Force. Keen still a decent ways away from that. First Drake will go over to Gen G.
Stages in the game, which is where Gen G has generally done well, as Doran.
Yeah, Wither is already down on top of him. Fury of the Sand, so the Keen to tank up this turret, and he's going to grab some stacks.
Zeka is just dunking on Chovy right now. He's, we'll see, Peanut.
Oh, there's the Glacial Prison. The buffer is gorgeous. The flash is going to come out. They get everything out of Chovy, but he does survive. As Lahens is like, I am here. And that is going to help allow Chovy to pick up this experience and farm underneath the turret. Very nicely done. Canyon going to even out the grubs, and Gen G kind of coming alive.
Right now, that's not the case. Just need to respect, because they don't know where Peanut is. I wonder what the trade is going to be here, because as I say that, look at Chovy. I think they know that this Herald is being taken, and immediately Gen G fully committing to the cross map here.
Yeah, everyone is in this bottom side of the map. Lahens already cleared out whatever vision was in the area.
This is just going to be gone, isn't it?
Yep, he can give the Primal Surge over to Chovy. And
one more wave. Oh, do they need one more wave?
Well, I think if they are going to stick around and try and take it, no, they're not going to even. Now, Extendo Beam going to be avoided here by Pays. Should be able to hold on to this mid wave. As you can see, the charge is still going to come through, and the turret will be taken out. So the Rift Herald is traded for first turret blood, but is still able to grab a turret for themselves. So Humble Life Esports will hold on to a small gold lead, and Peanut is also possibly able to take this dragon away as well.
Yeah, this is definitely a favorable trade for Humble Life, right? They're able to, yes, the gold isn't as ideal, but mid lane turret is way more valuable than a bot lane turret is, and they're going to get the dragon as well. Keen is going to get this. I don't really think there's anything that we can do about that. That means that he's going to get a lot of gold into the pockets.
Finish off his cull. Certainly good news, but he's going even with a Nasus, and that often feels bad if you're not the Nasus, as now Lahens could be in trouble. Speaking of feeling bad, he is going to be taken out here. Permafrost a little bit too powerful, and Viper has delivered his first kill of the game. Healing reduction there is going to be from Humble Life Esports. Not exactly going to be very many Oblivion Orbs picked up, as now Canyon not quite finding the spear. As Chovy is taking a red buff, Peanut is going to move on to Vision. And I just don't know whether he wants to try and fight the Blade of the Ruin King Chovy right now, as Doran could be in trouble. Spear is going to go wide, but look at the Q damage. It is ridiculous, and Doran does hit the Mega Gnar, but Canyon's still going to be able to pounce on top of him. Viper trying to fight this one out as the Fury of the Sands has already come through, but Keen is a monster. And he isn't going to be going down anytime soon. Canyon once again looking for these angles as the inner turret is going to get bonked. So yeah, Keen is very, very close to finishing that Frozen Heart. That is going to be available for this fight if he does want to teleport back in for it. But probably just going to stick around as Peanut Going to get possibly caught out a little bit here. He is very tanky with the Frost Armor and the Aftershock as he looks for the Glacial Prison. Connects it here as they just blow up Lehens. Not going to have their Rel available for this fight. Canyon going to miss another spear as well as Chovy's taking the enemy blue buff. Of course he is. And they might just be giving this one up.
Oh, I was just thinking about this. Look at the spikes on Anwa as well. 2-item spike for Corki, 2-item spike for this area as well.
Yep, spears are still coming in though. Keen is still very scary. Teleport to come down now for the Gnar as Peanut. He's really low. That is going to be the steal away by Canyon. They're going to try and focus Keen, but I don't know whether that's a good idea as that's another kill. And now Chovy is flashing forward, finds another reset. There's another one as a double comes in. 280 carries left remaining for Humble Life Esports. They've got no one to stand behind and somehow Gen.G just decide to win.
And Lehens, he might have slept through the alarm for this one. Not really woken up just yet, but the rest of the team, Atlas, they are very much awake, and they turn okay. They turned a pick on Lehens into a Dragon, a one-team fight, and a Baron. That's not fair. Dragon goes over. And then Doran is alone in the pit. Pace had a really good zoning
bullet
ult.
time, yeah.
Yeah, and no, they don't have any cooldowns left to stop him. And then, yeah, Chovy smells blood in the water and shows us some Tristana.
The sidestep on the grand entrance at the beginning of that.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
I don't mind it either.
Or as you already mentioned, and not only, funnily enough, it's not only the healing that you do yourself, right? The lifesteal, but it's also Canyon's heal.
Yep.
That's like a lot of value there. And yeah, now they're sieging with a poke comp, and they can just Spirit Fire. They can use these Nidalee spears.
And Delight cannot face check. He is going to get a ward in there, but that is immediately going to get blown up. And Gen.G are going to do their very best to try and suffocate them out here as Keen's going to flash the Glacial Prison. Peanut is still looking for more, but taking so much damage from Pays. Lehens and Chovy trying to get themselves over as Humble Life, realizing this is not their angle to fight right now. And Gen.G, based on this, just get free reign to head towards this mid lane, and they are just going to continue to try and zone them from the area. Canyon chasing Delight out of there. And Gen.G, can they get even more? Is this just going to be an inhibitor turret going down already? The Rebel Brown power play already up to 2.3k as Keen, Fury of the Sands, comes out, and the Battle Dance has to be employed. Gen.G, they will be able to take down that turret. This was all because they moved on in when they didn't really have the ability to do so. Doran's going to go down as well. The inhibitor's taken out. And without Doran, is this going to be even more sieging for Gen.G? It's only 24 minutes in, guys.
Insanely strong. But I gotta say, Atlas, you can't make any mistakes against Gen.G, and I'm alive for learning that. Canyon might have to flash me. No,
he's just going to turn around and activate some red buff here onto Peanut.
I used to vote for a Nessus. I'm taking it.
Oh, yeah.
I had Neferi earlier today.
We voted for Clear when he played Nasus, right? That time in Challenger, so obviously we're going to do it here. Unfortunately, Morgan didn't win when he played it earlier in the season as Peanut's going to go down. That is going to be another kill over to Chovy as Viper takes so much damage. My God, Keen stands in the front. He does a ton of damage himself, but then he's got the artillery cannons in the backline as Chovy's dancing forward. He'll find the reset on the jump is now Doran not going to hit Mega in time. The immediate explosion of both the Corki and the Gnar. 2 Yordles for the price of 1 when it comes to that ultimate. And this game is done and dusted. Gen.G our favorites for the final, and they are looking absolutely like that in game 1 of our final match of the season. There goes the Nexus. Gen.G go up 1-0 in the series. Don't kill Lehens and think that you can then take a dragon because of it. I know it looks like Lehens is a large portion of this team's engage, but that's not actually how that works, apparently. Apparently, Nasus... a fair few engage angles.
If they didn't go for Cannon, I think we could have seen something more creative from Lehens. But specifically into Cannon, I think Alistair just has so much value.
Yeah,
between what most likely will be the exhaust, combine that with the fact that you can just headbutt him away. So that's enough to get him to do 0.
Exactly. Let's jump into the Rift. Game 2. Quantity is definitely B&K. But what you gonna do? Teams have made very...
Had to bring it up.
Hey, look, I wonder if Gen.G are gonna pick T1 just to prove a point. Maybe that happens. And then they're
That-
like,
I don't
CKT, it's fine. And then they lose too. Oh my goodness.
I don't
it'd
even
be
think
incredible.
that one is that egregious. Is Keen? Yeah, I was about to say, just going to E out of this. Going to be fine. But we have both junglers trying to sneak away as much as they can. On the side of the jungle that doesn't necessarily belong to them. Canyon towards the bot side, as we do obviously have the lane swap. We haven't mentioned it just yet. And Ziggs, to me, as we have mentioned many a time on this broadcast, obviously should try to maximize the amount of plates. And guess what? A big wave stacking up towards the top side of the map. But Peanut can steal away very effectively. Smite's almost up.
Yeah, should be able to grab this one as Canyon going down pretty low. Keen will join them as there's the flash out from Canyon. Well timed there as well. Doesn't get stunned up as Lehens. He's going to have to flash as well.
Cookie's still available. Level 1 right now.
Yeah, Hex Flash activation as well, guys. We have to remember. So he's already powered up. Delight moving over. We'll finally get down towards the bottom lane. Just checks out this brush for a few seconds, but it looks like they have just bought enough time as Peanut is making friends with Canyon's side of the jungle right now. As this controller does go in, they get full information as to what's going on here. Going to take a little bit of time for that friendship to really sink into these camps. Might give Canyon an opportunity to get in there, but Smite is up here for Peanut. And so whichever is going to be contested, might just be able to take that one down. And look at this, Canyon is actually just leaving the area.
Yeah, successful high start from Canyon. You see Peanut as well. It's like, oh,
aha.
So he doesn't have a lot of mana, and Peanut is in the area.
Yep, there are a lot of brushes now behind Gen G, as Pei's going to try and utilize them, now just waddling his way out of here. Headbutt will be able to get rid of Peanut, but this is also just going to be so many minions going missing.
Oh, Pei's?
Oh, Pei's not going to find the satchel, unfortunately. Bowling Ball going to connect onto Peanut, as Lehens still going to burn down. And Delight comes on in here just to try and protect his tree. Humble Life, they grab themselves first blood, and Peanut's out of there.
I'm going to let that fool us, Atlas. We've seen this one before.
Yeah, we don't necessarily know whether this means anything, but it definitely means, at the very least, that Humble Life Esports are very good at navigating good early games. Not to mention, they're very good at playing around Ivern compositions. This is another one of the worries, right? Because Peanut, when he gets this champ, he tends to look pretty good on that mandatory bans list that we often state for this team. So playing against Humble Life Esports when you're on the red side just gets that a little bit harder. Now, Canyon going to be taking the first grub. Peanut in position. Arrow going to be soaked by the Alistair that doesn't have Unbreakable Will just yet. There's Delight going in. Finds Lehens, lights him on fire, but I think that he will be able to get out of there. One grub picked up here by Gen G, and I think they're going to have to be happy with that. Keen thinking about moving back towards the top side, instead going to go for a little bit of a back beforehand.
On the flip side, we'll be able to pick up this Dragon, which is, I think, a fine trade, given how the last game played out. They do need to hurry up. Peanut's on his way.
He is just going to lankily move on in here. That is going to be the Drake secured by Chovy somehow, as Delight gets the angle. Chovy going to have to flash over. The Steadfast presence is so good from this Poppy, and Zeka is going to be able to get himself the second kill for Humble Life Esports. Lehens might just need to sacrifice himself, does invest the flash, and will be able to buy enough time to get them out of there.
Yeah, before he has to use it immediately.
Value, baby.
As some Daisy micro doesn't actually get the cancel, unfortunately, there for Peanut. And really nice.
Oh, Keen, unfortunately, got kind of caught on a flash there a little bit. He's going to press his Dominus, and it just has flash on cooldown. Now it looks a little silly.
I missed what I imagine he tried to flash over the Shuriken so that he could set up the play, and then instead the Shuriken just hit him.
Well, Mega Inferno Bomb has come down. The arrow is going to go wide as now Lehens trying to get them out of there, but that is going to be a kill confirmed. Nicely done on the 1-for-1. Kill going to Lehens isn't the greatest, but now Chovy coming on in here. Exhaust just to make sure that Delight's not going to have an avenue of escape, and the Pulverize to keep him in position. That's going to be another one, and Chovy on the board now for Gen G, and that is dangerous.
Bit unfortunate as we take another look at the play from the first-person view. Oh, yeah.
Man.
Pretty nicely done. So that is all. That's
not a Drift Rift today, but yeah, Swift Rift. We have had one already, and watching Lilia's run that fast is a whole lot of fun. As Keen will be able to clear out this ward, Canyon now knows that he is not going to be seen. Throwing bowling balls around, that was a weird one, just throws it into a wall. That's fine. Ward goes down, and he's going to see whether it can be 4 grubs to go over to Gen G right now. You can see Peanut not quite getting there in time, as this ward will get turned off.
Just the one, I imagine.
Yeah, so Canyon going to be getting out of here. Chovy and Lehens moving on over. All right, some bowling ball value coming on in, as Doran not exactly with the highest of health bars. That this should belong to Peanut at this point in time.
You see as well, Viper was on his way over, and then as soon as Pace showed the bot wave, immediately decided the better of it is Pace is going to get the shove, and they're going to actually contest here. Pace does have his ultimate.
Ebapov does come in. The arrow is going to connect. The buffer is gorgeous once again. As the redemption coming down here. That is a dead cow and a dead Chovy as well. Viper just walks on over, and they will be able to take them both down. Plates now being eaten by Paze on the bottom side, but there's a teleport in from Zeka. Let's see whether Paze can keep himself alive here, because this burst damage is kind of obscene. There's the mini stun, as Paze, I think, is just dead. Mega Inferno Bomb comes down, and there's the last auto. Zeka's going to be able to lock that one up.
We'll see. Keen might not be able to get him. Look, Poppy's on the way. Oh, never mind. Another TP. He's dead.
Yeah, now he's very, very big dead. As probably didn't want to give Chovy the assist. He flashed it. And the explosive charge is not enough, so he's just going to back, and he's going to be fine. Keeper's verdict came out as well. I don't even think it was necessary.
It was not. Colossal wins here across the board for Hanwha, as they're able to pick up a bunch of kills, get to 4 grubs. The only thing they're going to have to give up is the dragon.
Things have gone back to being a little bit rough. This is still going to be a second Drake that they're going to be able to pick up for themselves. It's going to be big, as Canyon is able to lock that one down.
Again?
And yeah, that's another Hextech Drake. Oh my goodness.
I know it's my favorite Drake in the game, but I was hoping for Swift Rift.
Yeah, Swift Rift would have been cool. But at least we get the fun teleporters and stuff, and that's cool.
I do love it when there's a cannon in the game. So Chovy.
Yeah, he face checks, sees some bad guys, and he is going to try and get himself out of there. And we'll be able to hold on to this turret, at least for the moment. The gold lead that we were talking about before, that was triple digits, is now moved up to 4, as the arrow, not going to get buffered this time, but also doesn't really need to, because he's underneath the turret. There's not a lot of follow-up. And Chovy will just absorb what experience he can, call in his brothers to come down and help him out. Doran going to be the benefactor of this, though, up in that top lane, not with too many cares in the world, as Peanut will move over to try and defend this. The redemption goes down. It's going to be avoided here. It doesn't really do anything, though, as Paze and Canyon should just be able to lock this one up, and the satchel will just come in and pop it like a balloon. Nicely done. Doran gets another wave, and will finally be able to take down this outer turret in the top lane, but I would have thought that he'd be able to actually get that one first.
Very understandable. That is now a 2K gold lead. Mid lane turret, I imagine, on the cards here, because yes, there is a Ziggs with great wave clear, but there is also a Herald, and Peanut, he's drifting.
He's going to be able to make his way in there, and there it is. This outer turret, not long for the world. So that is going to be Viper helping pick that one up. Shelly doesn't survive for very long, but that doesn't matter. She did her job.
Okay.
We try not to talk about. We celebrate the fact that we have a lower bracket now, so there's theoretically another final. As, all right, King going a little bit aggressive here, as Chovy going to jump in on top, and that was a flash that you could do. Not the greatest of ones, as Canyon's going to be over there anyway, so I guess the consolation for Doran is the fact that if he had have made that flash actually work, he would have still been really dead.
Ziggs with... It's not going to matter. I don't think it makes a big difference.
It's just going to be a very rough time, as Lehens is taking a lot of damage. Chovy looking for a bit of an angle here, as that's 50 gold going over to Paze. Canyon is in the bottom lane. We'll be able to at least pull that wave out.
Yeah, we're letting this one go.
Yeah, it looks like this is not going to be the one that they're looking for. Still.
No, I think they're just threatening so that Home Alive don't send someone over too soon. And there we go. TP comes in. Yep, Chovy gets some damage down, but not going to take the turret. Nice TP there from Doran.
All right, Canyon thinking about a little bit of an angle here, as they do have the option of putting Delight and Peanut to sleep. They're not exactly priority targets here, as Zeka is going to be able to help this wave move up. And by help this wave, I mean the wave isn't there because Ziggs. Delight decides that he wants to kill someone right now. That is going to be Canyon tanking the first salvo. He's going to flash away. Light goes down to half health, but they get the flash out from Canyon. That's probably what they were looking for.
That's a really big win. They don't invest too much themselves, only using the Ignite and the Arrow, which both, or the Arrow at least will be up. But Canyon not having flash available, I think, is actually a really big deal.
All right, well, there is Lahen's making his way in. Good satchel there as well onto Viper. Mega Inferno Bomb to take him down. And now we're slicing forward. Keen looking for Peanut, doesn't get him, but they get so many flashes out of this play. Only Doran and Zeka with those available. Oh no, Genji, don't do it again. It's not Baron time.
I don't actually. This time, I think they really can't do it.
All right, well, maybe they just killed Delight instead, as the satchel was gorgeous. Still Delight making his move out, the flash forward, and Chovy says you are not getting away this time. Him and Pays, they're the yordles on this rift, and Doran, he's trying to get himself out. More explosive charges being thrown around, donated towards this little cannon. And let's see whether Doran can actually get out of here. Keen might be able to find a stun on top of him. The teleport will get him out. And Genji, I don't think they're going to be doing Baron, but they are going to win the fight. Okay, so Soul Point is being picked up here by Genji. Looks like that's going to be given up on, though, because Humble Life Esports are trying to take this Baron. Chovy is almost here. But Genji, they're looking for a flank angle. They're going to try and get Keen in here. Yeah, and it looks like it's not going to be 50-50able. Especially with these minefields that can be put down, things like this. Is now Chovy going to try and transfer this into a push in mid as Viper once again caught out of position. Mega Inferno Bomb going to take him down. And Genji will have them corralled. Doran in trouble. It's Yordle v Yordle. And Doran will be taken out of this one. That is Chovy finding another reset. Hops back over the wall. Keen might just be dead, but they still have to try and flash away. Canyon walks forward, spins around a little bit. It was a cute pirouette, but now it's time for a cute Baron for Genji.
History repeats itself, Atlas. All Genji need are a single fight. And it looks like the Baron not going to go.
Not going to be Baron. Okay. Yeah. And it doesn't feel fantastic, so that is going to be Genji locking down Soul Point, like you were talking about.
Because I was
have had a lot of control on this Baron side river, as the Arrow going to be buffered there once again. Chovy has been excellent at that. And that was even with Keen kind of moving out of the way so that he had to do it quite late, but still. Nicely done. Get the setup. They are still very dangerous. Having a look down the line, I mean, CS numbers still very, very even in the jungle. As speaking of the jungle, Peanut could be in trouble here. Mega Inferno Bomb, and that is Peanut staying alive. Never mind. It's all too easy. Is Doran just going to get jumped on? Oh, God, that's a jump scare. It scared even me. That's a solo kill for Chovy. And sometimes you're just not allowed to be walking there. That's so unfair. It's going to be the Baron now started up. Let's see whether Humble Life Esports can actually find an angle here. There's a teleport up for Doran. That is a big deal because he might be able to affect this player's Keen. Already out of here. He's already teleported in as well. What? And he buffers the Keeper's verdict. Are you kidding me? The Baron is going to be secured here by Genji, but now
OTP.
This could be the TP angle as Keen. Mega Inferno Bomb. He's going to take him down in the turn. It was just not good enough. They take out Pays, but Chovy's like, oh, you want more, good sir? Yes. Don't mind if I do, as unfortunately Zeka a little bit too late to this one. So the Baron does go down, and Chovy showed us that you can indeed buffer a Keeper's verdict.
Atlas
of the regular season, and you know what, maybe, okay, playoffs can make it up to us, right? If we get only 5 gamers, then I will forgive you, LCK, for this day of not 6 games. That's how they'll earn it. As, oh God, Zeka taking so much damage here. Lahans finds himself alone, and Daisy's getting annoying. A circle does come down behind them. But Humble Life Esports do that walk strategy, and that is going to get them out of the way. This
Look at that!
Is disgusting.
That's not fair!
What is going on? The Lilting Lullaby comes on down there as well as they're looking for Peanut, and they'll find him. Not able to buffer it is Chovy, so he's going to be traded. But look at the Hextech Soul, man. It doesn't matter if they lose multiple members. They still just can't stick around.
They're getting pelted by orbs and lightning.
There's
That's
so
not fair.
many orbs. You are so right about the orb problem.
Another orb!
Yeah, another orb. Zeka's going to have to go home. He's going to write an angry email about the spheres. All right, Mega Inferno Bomb, that's a circle. That's not an orb. It's still very scary, though, as Viper is going to get exhausted. That's not going to keep Lehens... Oh, never mind. It is going to keep Lehens alive, because, of course, it does. Viper is going to show mercy to his former teammate, as this inhibitor is also going to go down. So, Genji, 2 inhibs. Elder is going to be up in 4 minutes' time, but I don't know whether the game is going to be up in 4 minutes' time, because if the cannon can actually get there, teleport's at the ready. As Genji, they're going to start the fight. No Pulverize going to be found here as Lehens already going down low. The Redemption does a lot of work, and into the backline goes Doran. No exhaust to come in really at the beginning of that one, but still just no damage. And Chovy going to stand his ground. Look at the health bars. They are still up. They're alive, but it just feels like for not that much longer, the most dangerous cupcakes are raining from the sky. And Genji, they push them away, but not actually able to get any kills. Just almost every flash and summon a spell under the sun.
This is why we value Hextech Soul so highly. Every single time you can see the chip them. Ah, what? What? Yeah.
Huh?
It's level 18 Ziggs Atlas.
Yeah, okay, that's a good point. Did he actually, was he in auto range for a short fuse? Was that what made him go boom? As, all right, Headbutt Pulve is going to connect there onto Doran. Mega Inferno Bomb comes down. Doran might want to, oh God! Thankfully, he's so short. He's able to walk underneath the bouncing bomb.
He saw it go above his head.
Yep, and I do have to let everyone know that even if he was a taller champion, it still wouldn't have hit him. That's just how the ability works, but that's still fine. It's what it looked like to me.
Oh, and wait, yeah, you have to, well, it's not gonna work, but you have to try.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta go for the cheeky Eld angle. This is the cheeky win the game. That's the strategy that they're looking for. Another teleport to come in, another teleport to come in as Canyon, watch out, Eep, and second turns up almost dead. He does have to cleanse, but he can't cleanse death as the Nexus turrets are gonna be going down once again. Genji looking like another 2-0 in the books here, and it's looking like they're going to successfully break their own record when it comes to game score as well. 32 at the end of this season. Yeah. Everyone's basically an old teammate, though, on this particular team. As Keen didn't do a lot of damage, neither did Canyon. It was all about Pays and Chovy. 1,200 points, man. Imagine. I expect...